core strength, increasing our flexibility, functional fitness. Abs and core, 30 minutes starting right now. Ham Preston. Let's build that strong core together. First we have to start with a warm-up though. Let's roll on down. Feet on the mat, knees bent. And we will just lie here for a moment in a neutral position. Alright, and then from here, let's tuck our pelvis. So when we tuck our pelvis, our lower back presses into the mat, and then when we arch our pelvis or tilt our pelvis up, there's a space where our lower back was touching, so we'll tuck our pelvis and then arch our back. We'll do that a few more times just to warm up that lower back. And then we'll do one more. Nice work. From here, press your lower back into the mat, so tuck your pelvis. Curl your tailbone up. We'll do a few pelvic lifts, warming up the spine, and then on your way down, lower each vertebrae to the mat. Let's do one more of these. Nice work. Lower each vertebrae down to the mat. Today, all you'll need is a mat and some water. Let's flip on over. Some cat and cow. From all fours, you inhale, push the mat away, round the back. Exhale for the cat. Inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together, arch your back. For the cow, look up maybe. We'll do one more of each. Exhale, round the back, push the mat away for the cat. Inhale, arch the back, look up, shoulder blades together for the cow. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's continue to stretch out the abs. So you walk your hands forward, you drop your pelvis to the mat, you squeeze your butt, high cobra. Maybe look up, shoulders down and back out of the ears. And let's come back up to all fours, nice and slow. Every abs and core routine, we start with a plank and we end with a plank. And every time we do that plank, we add on for another second. We add on another second. Let's get ready for that first plank. Alright, nice work. Let's get that first plank going. Plank from 1 minute and 25 seconds. You step your left foot back, your right foot back. You're in that plank. Squeezing your abs. Squeezing your butt. Your hands are underneath your shoulders. You're pressing the mat away. All 10 fingers spread apart. 10 toes curled under. Retracting your shoulder blades just slightly. Remember, you can also drop to your knees if you need to take a quick breather. Otherwise, keep that plank going. Nice flat back. Maybe tuck the pelvis a little bit to get that arch out of that lower back up. Then scoop your abs even more. Squeeze your butt even more. You're looking down. You're breathing. You're making a straight line from your hips to your shoulders. You do not want your hips higher than your shoulders. Last 15 seconds here, then we'll sit back into a child's pose before we move on to our first core exercise. 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Sit back into a child's pose. Let me minimize this. Alright. From the child's pose, we'll come back up to all fours. We'll do a bear hold with a reach. So from the all fours position, we lift our knees a couple inches off the mat, engage our abs. We hold this for a second, and then from this position, we reach forward keeping our hips nice and still, and back down. Alternating hands. So you reach nice and long, hold that position, torso as still as possible. Another 10 seconds just alternating the arms as you reach forward. Knees just a couple inches off the mat. Nice work. Up next we have oblique heel taps. For this we come down onto the mat. Feet are kind of far away from our butt. We curl our head, neck, and shoulders, and we reach, twist out of the abs, out of the obliques, reaching for your heels. Nice deep reaches here. If you could reach your heels, try and move your feet a little further away. So now let's turn our palms face up, and we do the oblique heel taps with the palms facing up. Only 10 more seconds, then we move on to our next exercise. What's it going to be? Who knows? All of the exercises are randomly generated for every routine. Frog stand coming up next. For this, we come to a sumo squat with our feet turned out. Then we lock our elbows into our knees. We shift our weight forwards, and then your feet will come off the mat. Balance challenge here. Core challenge. Supporting your body weight. Balancing everything. Front view. Sumo squat. You lock your elbows into your knees. You walk your hands forward, and then you balance. Keep on practicing this. Takes a lot of practice for sure. A little calisthenics movement. Frog stand. There's many different variations of this. Maybe as we get better, we'll try some more difficult variations. Up next are 3 crunches, 4 bicycles. We lie on down, legs to tabletop, hands behind the head, nice and long. 1, 2, 3 crunches, then 4 bicycles. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the crunches, elbows nice and wide, looking at your thighs. For the bicycles, opposite armpit to opposite knee, extending that leg out super long when you do the bicycles. So go nice and slow here. Really focus on getting the twist, getting that armpit to opposite knee, extending that leg super long. Nice work. What's next? Single raised straight leg crunch. So let's bring our legs in the tabletop and up to the sky. Lower one leg down. Grab somewhere along the raised leg, and we're just going to do small crunches up towards our foot. So you could even take your hands off here and try and crunch up. You want to try and keep that leg nice and long. Let's switch our legs. Other leg up towards the sky. Try and straighten it. Elbows bent. Doing small little crunches out of the abs. So you're not using your hands to pull your torso up. You're using your torso to pull your nose closer to your knee. Nice work. Scissor crossovers, so we can stay lying on the mat, legs in the tabletop, and then legs straight up to the sky. We're going to crisscross our legs as we lower our legs to the mat. You want to keep your feet an inch or so above the mat, and then slowly scissor cross over your legs back up to the top. Once at the top, you just repeat that. Slowly lower your legs as you do the scissor crossover. And then once your legs are a couple of inches off of the mat, above the mat, you start over, go back up to the top. So the goal here is to keep your lower back into the mat. Nice slow movement on the way down. And then nice slow movement on the way up. Nice work. Up next we have a tuck up. So we're going to we'll start in the sitting position. So come to sitting. Tuck your knees into your chest. You can either have your hands behind you or out in front of you. And we're going to lean back and then tuck up. So you lean back, nice and long. Tuck your knees into your chest. You can try with your hands or no hands on the mat. Definitely harder to hold your balance. Definitely harder to lean back further. So whatever you got going on there, keep it going. My legs are looking super pale today. They haven't seen much sun since last year. Hopefully we can fix that coming up this spring. X-ups coming up. We lie down, we make an X with our body. So legs into a V shape, arms into a V shape, we make an X. And then from here we take our right hand and left foot and we try and touch them, making an X. And then we switch. Option to make this more challenging is you keep your feet and arms off the mat the entire time. And then you do the X up, keeping everything off the mat. Last 10 seconds. Nice work. Transition time. We'll do some sort of teaser preparation. Kind of how we started with the tuck up. We'll start with our legs in tabletop, hands behind our thighs. We'll reach our arms up to the sky, behind our ears or next to our ears. Straighten the legs out as much as you can on a high diagonal, and then sweep the arms around. Grab your ankles with your hands. Straighten back out as much as you can, keeping that balance. And then reach around, grab the ankles. 20 more seconds. You can hold the teaser a little bit longer. You can try and reach your legs more to the sky. Reach those arms nice and long. Nice work. Shoulder elevated hip raise coming up. So we lie on down on the mat. Not lie on down. Let's sit on up. Apologize for that. Hands on the mat. Since it's shoulder elevated, we have our hands on the mat, lift our hips up to the sky, and then lower them back down. So at the top, you want to squeeze through your abs, through your butt, to get your hips as high as possible. And then slowly lower your hips to the mat. Last 20 seconds. Squeeze at the top, slowly lower at the bottom. Last 10 seconds. All right, Flutter Kick up next. Similar to the Scissor Crossovers, kind of. So we'll lie on down, legs up to the sky, then out to 45 degrees, lower back on the mat, and we just do small flutter kicks holding this position. You can curl your head, neck, and shoulders. You can support your head with your hands, elbows nice and wide, or you can have your your head down, arms down by your side. Goal here is to keep those legs out to 45 degrees. Second goal is to make the flutter kicks ultra small, ultra controlled, ultra precise, using those lower abs to support your legs at the 45-degree angle and also help with the fluttering of the kicks. Great work. Corkscrew so you could stay in that same position. Let's place our hands down by our side, legs in the tabletop, then straight up again. So we're going to make a corkscrew with our legs glued together. So we move our legs over to the right, down, around to the left, and back to the top. Then we reverse that circle over to the left, down, around, over to the right, back to the top. Slow, controlled. When you're moving your legs from the left side to the right side, really reach forward towards that front wall, trying to make your legs as long as possible. You'll get more out of this if you reach forward instead of thinking of reaching up or around. Lengthening and strengthening those deep core muscles. Jackknife. So you can start from lying completely down and then jackknife up, or you can start with your head curled up and you just reach up and back down. So either all the way down to all the way up, or you leave your arms and legs out to 45 degrees and do it from there. So all the way down, all the way up is a little bit more challenging. Whatever keeps your lower back glued to the mat. If you find that your lower back starts to arch or come off the mat, then don't lower your legs that far. Great work. Windshield wipers. We'll do that either with your hands to your side or without. So my hands are by my side, legs are over to one side. I lift them up and over, make a nice rainbow or windshield wiper motion with my feet. Minimal movement in my torso. You can also take your hands, place them in prayer position, use no hands on the mat. So that's the front view. This is what it looks like from the side. Hands on the mat or hands off the mat. Object here, minimal wiggling, minimal rotation in the upper body. Everything happening out of the abs. Great work. Dead bug. How we do this is we lie on down. We bring our legs into tabletop. Curl our head, neck, and shoulders, or leave it down, whatever works for you. Left hand goes back. Right leg reaches forward. Lower back's glued to the mat. And then we switch that. Right arm goes back, left leg goes forward. So you really want to reach back or forward with whatever arm or leg you're working with. You want to keep your lower back on the mat. Again, if you're arching your lower back, try and raise your leg a little bit, play with the positioning. You could go at your own pace here. The object though is to really reach in both directions. Really more importantly with the legs, but both are important. Rolling like a ball. Come up to seated, make sure nothing's behind your back and head behind you. Lift your legs to tabletop, grab somewhere near your ankles, C-shape with your spine, tuck your head towards your knees, and then you roll back to the tips of your shoulder blades, and then you roll up, you hold the balance, legs in the tabletop, rolling back, rolling forward. Let me move forward a little bit. You could also try this with your hands off of your ankles. Try and get nice and small little ball. Only rolling back to your shoulder blades. No neck on the mat. Nice. Neck up to tuck. So it's a combination move of what we've been doing. Let's start with the tuck. So we're sitting up, knees into the chest, and then we roll back, X, make an X, and then tuck it up. So we roll back, or we lie back, nice big X with the body, no arms or legs touching the mat, and then we tuck it up, hold the knees into the chest. So the goal here is to keep your balance, drive your knees in on the tuck, and then when you're lying down, you try and let each vertebrae touch the mat on the way down, and then you hold that position. No arms touching the mat, no legs touching the mat. Nice work. My abs are on fire. I don't know about yours, but mine definitely working hard here. Lean back, kick. All right, so we can lean back on our forearms, kick out, kick in. You can sit up a little bit more on your hands, kick out, kick in, or you can take your hands off, maybe prayer position, kick out, kick in. So wherever you are, really reach far, and then drive your knees in. Same thing down here. Really reach far, drive your knees in. Try and never put your feet on the mat. That's the challenge of it. You're leaning back, you're kicking out. You want to lean back to the point of feeling like you're about to tip over. Shoulders down and back, abs engaged. Nice work. Seal. So seal is like rolling like a ball. Come back up to seated. Hands go on the inside of your legs and wrap around and grab onto your ankles. You're going to roll back, click your heels 3 times, then roll forwards and click your heels 3 times. So you roll back, hold the balance, 1, 2, 3. Roll forward, hold the balance, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So the hard part here is to hold that balance while you click your heels together. You could take the heel click out, but the goal here is to just roll like a seal. What's up, Bowser? Big bean burrito. Neck pull. I really don't like this one, but it does increase your core strength quite a bit. I know so let's stay sitting up, legs out straight, hands behind your head, elbows nice and wide. Let's first lean forward over our legs, hinging at the hips, and then slowly lean back, sitting up first, then rolling back one vertebrae at a time until you're all the way down. And then once you're down, you take a deep breath in and then exhale, pull yourself up vertebrae by vertebrae. Try not to use any momentum like I just did. I need to because my core strength is not so great. Then you fold over your thighs. Let's sit up once more, lean back, vertebrae by vertebrae. Nice work. Up next is our final exercise of the day, plank for 1 minute, 26 seconds. Either high plank or forearm plank. Let's get right into it. Step your left foot back, right foot back. Press into the mat, all 10 fingers. Squeeze those abs. Squeeze the butt, tuck the pelvis under. Straight line from your hips to your shoulders. It's great if you have a mirror to look at yourself to make sure you have that straight line. You don't want your hips above your shoulders. You're not using your core much at all there. You want your hips in line with your shoulders. All of the muscles squeezing. Imagine doing all of this after eating a big bean burrito. How uncomfortable would that be? Really tighten everything, squeeze your shoulder blades, squeeze your abs. Only 10 more seconds, then we go right into a cool down, right into a child's pose. Nice work. Make your knees wider than your hips. Sit back. Child's pose. Cool down time. Really shift your weight back towards your heels and reach your arms forwards. Awesome work today. Walk your hands over to one side of the mat. My core is burning. Walk your hands over to the other side of the mat. I hope your core is feeling it too. If not, rewind and do it all over again. Walk your hands back to center. Let's come up to all fours. We'll do a few cat and cow movements. From all fours, round the back, exhale, push the mat away for the cat. Inhale, drop the stomach, look up, cow. Once again, round the back for the cat. Inhale for the cow. Nice work. Walk your hands to the front of the mat. Drop your pelvis. Look up, squeeze your butt, shoulders down and back. Great work. Come back up to all fours. Let's stretch out the tops of our back real quick. Right arm up to the sky, thread it underneath the left. Nice little upper back stretch. Come back to center. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Left arm up to the sky. Thread it underneath your right armpit. Walk your right hand forward. Back to center. We'll stretch out the side of our body. Come to seated. Come to cross-legged. Reach your arms up to the sky. Left hand falls to the mat. Left forearm. Left elbow. My neck just cracked a whole lot. Back up to center. Reach up to the sky. Right hand falls. Right forearm, right elbow. Back up to center. We'll take one big deep breath in. And exhale. Great job. That was 30 minutes of abs and core with a lot of Pilates thrown in. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know my abs are on fire. If you like the video, please watch one of the hundreds of other videos we have on the channel. We do something different every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I will see you soon. Bye now.